Bin's wieder. Dieses Mal stelle ich mich ganz kurz auf Deutsch und danach spreche ich auf Englisch, aber mit deutschen Untertiteln. So, ich bin Karina, ich komme aus Argentinien, ich bin 41 Jahre alt. Schon als Kind wollte ich etwas für unsere Umwelt tun. Diese Leidenschaft begleitet mich bis heute. Und deshalb habe ich Umwelttechnik studiert. Und später konnte ich mit einem Stipendium vom DAD mein Master in Deutschland machen. Später habe ich mehr als 10 Jahre für Weltbank und IDW gearbeitet. Ich habe Projekte für Abfallmanagement und Infrastruktur in Lateinamerika finanziert. Und dort habe ich etwas Wichtiges gelernt. Wir brauchen nicht nur bessere Abfallsysteme, wir brauchen auch bessere Materialien. So, deshalb habe ich beschlossen, die Weltbank zu verlassen und Unternehmerin zu werden. In 2016 habe ich Nilus mitgegründet, um Food Waste zu reduzieren. Und in 2024 habe ich Bioplastix mitgegründet. So, Bioplastics. We love calling what we do BioWare. The same way that we are already used to the software and hardware that we use every day, we believe that we will very soon start using more and more BioWare. A programmable set of microorganisms, optimized enzymes, optimized bioprocesses that enable us to produce materials, sustainable materials at scale. And that's what we do. We are a team of 8 people. My co-founder is a PhD specialized in bioprocess optimization and strain engineering. We also have a team that we divide into in vivo and in silico, because some of them are using the latest computational tools that enable us to understand with modifications our strains and our bioprocesses need in order to improve. And then we have a team that basically tests all the potential optimizations. We also count on a team of advisors, specialists in synthetic biology, metabolic engineering, and bioprocess engineering to better materials. We have around 7 grams of microplastics in our brains, and this is not sustainable. But we still need plastics, right? They are marching toward a $1 trillion market, and we believe that whenever there's a huge market, there's also a huge business opportunity. It's important to understand where bioplastics sit right now, because it is already possible to produce biodegradable, bio-based materials, but they still represent less than 1% of the total plastic market. And mainly this is because of costs. So when we started Bioplastix, we said we don't want to fail, we don't want to repeat mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes, we believe, was to pretend to produce the bioplastics at scale. And that's why we said we have technology that enables us to transform sugar into plastics, but we are not able to fund the capex needed to scale at an industrial level. So who has sugar, cheap sugar? Of course, sugar refineries, sugar mills. So basically, we visited many of them in Colombia, in Mexico, in Argentina. We talked to them, to many of them in Brazil, We've been reached by a very big sugar refinery from Guatemala, and we learned from them. We understood the industry and especially their pain, because they are in pain. That's something that we didn't expect to encounter, but that's an opportunity that we discovered along the way. Sugar refineries need a new revenue model. Sugar price is very low and very volatile, and therefore they are really looking for new technologies that basically enable them to produce new molecules with higher margins. And the good news is that sugar mills are much more than just sugar producers. They do have very cheap feedstock. They have in-house know-how. Many of them, even on fermentation, when they are producing bioethanol, they know how to produce at scale. They do have infrastructure. They have cheap and clean energy because they burn sugarcane bagasse. So at the end, they ended up being the perfect partner for us in order to scale our technology. So we discovered that our role was to be the technological partner that enables the transition from sugar refineries into biorefineries. And with them, we also discovered that it was not just about producing one molecule, one biopolymer, one type of plastic, but mainly the challenge was about creating a smart portfolio, because sugar mills count on huge quantities of feedstock. So we need some molecules that are semi-commodities or commodities, so that we are able to produce, sugar mills are able to produce big quantities per year. But at the end of the day, their price is much better than the price of sugar, but not too high. But we discovered that we also had the opportunity to produce smaller percentages of other molecules, specialty chemicals, higher value molecules that do have even higher prices and even higher margins. So right now, the challenge is about creating the perfect portfolio for each sugar refinery that we work with. But basically, as I said, we discovered that the portfolio will be composed of mainly around 75% of PHAs, the bioplastics, our first molecules, but also on top of that, other molecules. And we discovered also that the model was tech transfer, where we could monetize via transfer fees and mainly royalties. So we enable the sugar mill to produce at scale different types of molecules, and they are in ownership of the production, and we retain royalties. Before and after. Before, they used to produce, of course, sugar, energy, and in many cases, bioethanol. And right now, they add a new facility, which is a precision fermentation facility, where they start producing bioplastics in the form of plastic pellets, and where they can also produce other molecules, creating, therefore, the portfolio that I mentioned before. So our proposal is to transform sugars into higher value molecules, and we offer the technology platform to do it. Our microorganisms are able to consume different types of sugars in the form of sucrose, glucose, fructose, and to produce different types of molecules. Of course, we are mainly specialists in producing biopolymers. That's how we started, but now we understood that we need to create a portfolio. Unfortunately, the strains that we count on are also able to produce other molecules, such as enzymes and different proteins. So we are creating a portfolio of proprietary strains and bioprocesses. We have different chases, and we have the possibility of producing different types of molecules, including biopolymers. Juice from the refineries. We try our strains, and we optimize more and more the bioprocess. What you can see in the picture are our strains full of our biopolymer. We have engaged with different sugar mills, but right now we are focusing our efforts in Mexico. We are working with two very big groups, and the next big milestone is to install a demo plant of 5,000 liters within one of them. Potential end-use applications. Another thing that we learned working with sugar refineries is that they belong to industrial groups, and there's a huge opportunity to identify within those groups potential off-takers for the bioplastics that we will start producing. In the case of Grupo Siembra, we discovered that they let us know that they owned a bottle facility. The main one that PepsiCo has in Mexico. And so they are the end use application that we are working on is bottle caps for them. We are also working on paper coatings pretty actively, but as I said, we have the potential of producing different type of biopolymers, and so as to address different industry needs. Some pictures from our laboratory where we scale the bioprocesses and we produce already the polymers. And next steps, where we have already signed 3 LOIs with sugar mills, validated interest with many more. We are soon scaling our process to 100 liters in the lab where we are right now. And after that, the very big milestone is to install a demo plant that will enable us to test different molecules, not only technically, but also commercially, and so enable us to then expand to other sugar mills and start the commercialization phase. We are preparing ourselves for a 2.5 million seed round, with the main milestone of installing a demo plant, and also developing new strains to produce new molecules and expand the portfolio that we offer to sugar refineries. Thank you very much.